Imagine a dress so breathtaking it makes the entire bridal salon go silent. This isn't just fashion. This is Randy Fenoli-level extravagance. Dress number 1. Esther, $1,800. Think of a dress that looks like it came out of a dream. Now, add a plunging neckline, a floaty skirt, and just the right amount of drama in the train. That's Esther. This A-line gown has a soft ruched bodice that flows into a mid-back scoop. But what makes it truly stand out? It's customizability. Off-the-shoulder straps, a detachable skirt lining, even a beaded belt for extra glam. Brides get to play designer. And at only $1,800, it's one of Randy's most budget-friendly stunners. Compare that to Priyanka Chopra's wedding dress by Ralph Lauren, over $2 million with a 75-foot veil. But hey, not every dream needs a billionaire budget. Let's also keep in mind Randy's origins were anything but glimmer and glam. He was a farm boy from southern Illinois, the youngest of 7. Sewing wasn't runway for him, but a sewing machine. At age 9, he taught himself to sew on the sly when his mother told him not to touch the machine. He made her a dress. She wore it to work the next day. That's when Randy knew fashion wasn't a hobby, it was his destiny. And 20 years later, not just making dresses, changing lives. Dress number 2, Evander, $2,000. Let's start from a very simple beginning. Or at least for Randy, it could be considered simple, because this would be a finale piece for any other designer. The Evander dress brings boho glam to life with its fit and flare silhouette, soft scoop back, and V neckline. The lace, well positioned, elongates the figure, resulting in a bride looking taller, sleeker, like she was glowing from the inside out. Oh, but here's the kicker. Sleeves, they come off, train, detachable. Now you can go 3 different ways with this dress and still look like $1 million. Price tag, $2,000. Comparatively speaking, it's comparable to the custom Claire Pettibone gown that Nikki Reed wore to marry Ian Somerhalder. $10,000 easy for that dress. So yeah, Randy made affordable luxury real. Dress number 3, Dana, $2,500. If Cinderella were stepping into reality with grace, not glitter, Dana would be her dress. A soft scoop neckline frames the bride's face like a classic portrait, while the bodice, trimmed with a delicate beaded accent at the waist, offers just the right shimmer. Elegant, not overwhelming. The skirt? A full ball gown silhouette that flows into a cathedral-length train, moving not with noise, but with quiet confidence. This isn't a gown that screams royalty. It whispers it, with every gentle sway of satin and every step down the aisle. And perhaps what makes Dana most extravagant isn't the beads or the fabric, but the story behind it. A dress born from the hands of a designer who grew up on a cattle farm, dreaming of beauty in a place where mud, not tulle, ruled the day. A boy who learned to sew in secret, now dressing brides like queens. Because true elegance doesn't shout, it simply stands still and shines. Dress number 4, Goddess, $2,500. Goddess really fits Randy's purpose. This feminine ball gown with a glistening dropped basque waistline, 3D leaf appliques, and playful slit is really in a different league. Empowering, fun, regal. The bride doesn't walk down the aisle in this gown, she floats. And for $2,500, probably one of the worst kept secrets in bridal couture. Love these Randy looks so far? Hit subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next, because we haven't even touched the crown jewel yet. Dress number 5, Goldie, $2,800. It's called Goldie with cause. Spaghetti straps, sheer corset bodice, and a pearl-studded tulle that glows in the light. This dress has everything you want for a glam aisle walk. Then the tulip-shaped gadgets in a flowing liquid light train to match. Gauntlet sleeves included, obviously. It's giving Met Gala, but make it bridal. Price, $2,800. Plus, 10 times cheaper than the Paris Hilton $25,000 wedding gown, and still equally enchanting. Dress number 6, Gentry Luxe, $3,200. Elegance without noise. Gentry Luxe is that matte satin beauty with a sweetheart neckline, subtle beading, and ruching that does the trick by hugging the body in all the right places. No sparkle overload, no fluff, just refined glam. Perfect for brides who don't want drama but prefer presence. What about comparison? Princess Beatrice's Norman Hartnell wedding gown was a vintage crystal beaded masterpiece worth $250,000. But Gentry Luxe at $3,200 proves Randy knows how to give royal energy without royal expense. Dress number 7, Daniela, $3,950. This dress flirts with the divide between the edgy and the soft. This gown with a daring plunging V neckline, subtle details of sparkle, and a chic silhouette flowing like liquid silver calls to the kind of bride who doesn't ask for permission to be bold. It hugs every curve there is with elegance, while the hand-placed embroidery bends just enough to rebel. $3,950 and worth every single penny. Randy isn't just designing gowns. He's giving brides the inner strength to be present. That's why his shows aren't about fabric, they're about feelings. About emerging from the dressing room and thinking, this is me. Dress number 8, Hope, $4,500. If ever there has been a dress made up of clouds, this would be it. Hope is soft, pure, and entirely magical. A true modern ball gown with airy layers of tulle, a subtly sparkled bodice, and softly A-line structure that seems to whisper bridal elegance instead of shouting it. What makes it extravagant? The pearlized speckling shining like dew on petals, and the way the skirt floats as if you're gliding on air. Not nearly as expensive as many other dresses, costing $4,500, it did get the bride exclaiming from behind the curtain, "That is the moment," said Randy. Enough said. Let's remember, the same Randy Fenoli who didn't even grow up with a closet to dream within. He grew up on a cattle farm, the sort of place where mud, not tool, takes center stage. And yet by age 10, he was secretly sewing behind his mom's back, making dresses with precision and heart. If that isn't real magic, what is? Dress number 9, Halo, $5,100. The meaning is already explicitly stated. It refers to a dress with a heavenly brilliance. Not in color, but in energy. The first second a bride wears it, there's something celestial about it. Bejeweled floral appliques with a full A-line dimension haughtily draped in shimmery organza that captures the sun's rays like a sunbeam. And that crystallized bodice? Heavenly armor, if you like. Brides in Halo look pretty much like queens, glowing almost within. What's the price? $5,100. Less than a custom Vera Wang, but many times over as radiant. This is why 15,000 brides per year know Randy as the go-to for all things Kleinfeld. Dress number 10, Giovanna, $9,000. Some gowns are made. Giovanna was composed. A melody of lace applique, shimmering tulle, and an Elysian neckline that dives without ever losing grace. At every movement, light catches hidden sparks of sparkle, making the bride look as if she had just stepped into the pages of a fairy tale. And at about $9,000, it bestows luxury without apology. What is truly extravagant about Giovanna is how bold and soft, glamorous, and gentle it can be. Its story is told. And behind such a story is Randy, the boy secretly sketching dresses behind his mother's back and now designs them for brides around the world. Dress number 11, Tabitha's $70,000 custom masterpiece. We've seen elegance, we've seen sparkle. Now on to legend. This is the most expensive Randy Fenoli wedding dress ever sold on Say Yes to the Dress. And yes, it was $70,000. This custom gown for bride Tabitha was built from the ground up. Seriously, layers of imported silk, beaded spaghetti straps, a 10-foot train embroidered with over 10,000 crystals, and a bodice that took over 500 hours to create. Even Randy said this was the most detailed work in his career. When Tabitha came into the building, the whole Kleinfeld staff stopped. Brides cried. Consultants gasped. It was couture history. And guess what? Randy designed it all by hand. From farm boy to fashion king, this was his moment. And just like that, the most expensive Randy Fenoli gowns left us speechless. Lace, crystals, drama, and a whole lot of dreams stitched into silk. But the bridal world isn't always that dreamy. Up next, Kleinfeld sues former designer Haley Page for using her own name? Yep, you heard that right. The story behind this legal bridal showdown will leave you shocked. Click now, you're not gonna believe how wild it gets.